Yes, sir.
Good morning to all the professionals who have joined in, and good morning to the speaker of the day, Dr. B. PRABU, who is the Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering at Sona College of Technology. So today is the 98th webinar that we are having in the series of webinar, and as all of you know, yesterday's was the webinar which kick-started with Construction 4.0, which highlights the latest developments in the field of construction, and I'm sure that this would have created a lot of enthusiasm in the minds of civil engineers, because there is some kind of interdisciplinary, uh, you cannot confine to one discipline. You need to take support from other discipline to make it much more interesting, and at the same time uh, much more you tend to give much more information through that. Like, say for example, you had the virtual reality, the augmented reality, and now today we are going to have drones in construction. So that is what it's all about, and I'm sure that this series of webinar would have had a lot of impact on the way that we work and on the way that we think. We can use this as a kind of platform for developing much more newer ideas, as well as implement them. Although many of them are in the research stage, I'm sure that many of you will have some kind of idea on this, and you will love to have implement this in the future. So that is what it's all about, and let me just give a brief overview of the organization, as well as how we are going to support the professionals, in the sense that we have these 12 brands of cements which we have brought as a kind of customization for the various applications in concrete that the professionals are having. As all of you know that there are individual house builders who are using blended cement from the perspective of durability and compressive strength. So for that, we have Ramco Supercrete Cement, Ramco Superfine, Ramco Supergrade, and Karthik Super Plus. And then we have the Portland Slag Cement. So all this blended cement, as all of us know, gives low heat of hydration, low lime leaching, and enhanced durability, apart from high compressive strength. Like, say for example, Ramco Supercrete Cement is a special cement which has been designed to give a high compressive strength as well as low heat of hydration. That is why we have designed that for concrete. For those of them who are in the projects, this thing, we have the ordinary Portland cement, where blending materials are being added along with the cement and then used as concrete. So that is what it's all about. And Ramco Super Coast is a sulfate resisting Portland cement, and then we have a special cement for precast application, the Ramco Super Fast, which is being used in almost all precast applications, whether it is in hollow block, solid block, or we have these infrastructure projects also where precast products are being used in increasing numbers, because of the advantage of, as all of us know, it's like a factory made product, and quality control is also all that easier. And then we have the dry mix products for non-structural applications, Ramco Tile Fix, Block Fix, Superfine, Superplaster, Tile Grout. And these dry mix products come from our state-of-the-art dry mix plant at Sri Perumbudur in collaboration with MTech Germany, and we have supplied to various prestigious projects for their non-structural applications from the dry mix plant. So we have a combination of both products, both for structural as well as non-structural applications, and we also have the Ramco Research and Development Center, where we do number of studies. Of course, during the pre-COVID time, there were many professionals who used to visit, and there is an opportunity to do a kind of collaborative studies also, and we also do number of testing here with regard to the testing of blending materials and as well as mixed design. A lot of mixed designs have been done with various admixtures and different types of materials that are available, and we have a huge database. So any kind of admixtures, how it behaves with Ramco cement, what is the kind of compressive strength, what is the kind of slump retention that you are getting, because these are some of the important questions that one need to ask before starting the concreting operation. Some of the basic parameters which sometimes we overlook. It's almost when we make concreting at sites nowadays, especially the smaller individual house builder sites and all, it's like just mixing and then putting it as a concrete. There is some of the sites do not even bother to know what the concrete grade is. They just make 1:1.5:3 or 1:4 and done away with it. But then we are trying to give an engineering perspective to the whole process of mixed design and see how we can help our customers to implement this concept at the site. So that is what we have, the various equipments that we have got. X-ray fluorescence is there, and although these are not mandated as per BIS, but still we have it because we have the latest equipments for testing as well as evaluating the various powder materials, the thermogravimetric analysis. So these are some of the latest equipments, and of course, this is all of you know about the compressive strength as well as the Young's modulus test, the flexural strength. And we have equipments for checking the durability of concrete, RCPT test, which as all of you know is as per ASTM standards. And then we have the optical microscope, the stereo microscope, or RRDC. X-ray diffractometer is another very important. You can get the analysis within a shorter period of time rather than going in for. Of course, we have the facilities for testing as per BAS, but apart from that, we have this kind of equipments at our Ramco Research Development Center, the standard water permeability test, wherein instead of charge, we have the water that is passed to the concrete specimen. So various kinds of awards that we have got, and major customers ranging from L&T to ITD cementation, metro projects and all that. I would just like to show you a brief video on how actually we are maintaining quality. A 4 minutes video it is, how we are maintaining quality at our plants. We just see if I can share it with you.
Sir, they're not visible yet.
Now?
No, sir. Can you stop sharing and we'll try it again? We're not seeing anything, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I think I will show you towards the end otherwise.
Yes, sir.
So we have our speaker Dr. B. PRABU, who is the Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Sona College of Technology, Salem, who is going to talk about drones in construction. A brief about him. He is currently working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, Sona College of Technology, Salem, and he has teaching and research experience of 9 years, and he completed his doctoral degree in the field of geopolymer concrete in Anna University, Chennai. He secured university rank in master's degree. He has received funds from various funding agencies like TNSCST, IEI, and DST SCRB for organizing programs. He was invited as a keynote speaker in various funded seminars. He has published more than 40 papers in international, national level journals, conferences, and magazines. And his research areas are geopolymer concrete, special concrete, fiber reinforced concrete, and drone survey. So he has guided more than 30 projects in UG and PG level. He is a lifetime member of professional bodies like IEI, ICI, and ISTE. So with those, with brief introduction, let me just invite Dr. PRABU to interact with the professionals on drones in construction.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Nice nice introduction. So before starting my session, I want to thank immense for giving me opportunity to know that. So yesterday you have a presentation section 4.0. Now technology evolution is everywhere. You can see that only they can in the market. So likewise, the web is link. And get more and more things. Today I'm going to talk about the introduction of the drones and what are the applications of civil engineering. So it's not enough that is only for the photograph in the marriage or some functional mode, so that it will take a photograph from the aerial view. So that thing only many of the people know, but it is not like that. So the past 3 to 5 years, the drones plays a vital role in the all the field of the engineering. That is, they are using the drones for the multi-purpose. So in this presentation, I am going to tell only about the what are the applications of the drones, especially in the construction industry, and how we can make use of the drones for the particular projects. We can see that here two pictures taken in the year 2009 and 2019. So one picture, it shows that if you want to take an aerial photograph, that is before 10 years, if you want to take an aerial photograph, you have to take a helicopter, you need a pilot and a cameraman. But after the arrival of these drones, both pilot and the cameraman, they lost their job. So it is that you have to upgrade yourself. That is, you cannot still tell that before we have this particular method or particular methodology or particular material. So you have to keep update yourself. So this is the earlier days of UAV. So this UAV is nothing but the drones is otherwise known as the unmanned aerial vehicles. So actually in the year 1918 itself, it has been used by the US, that is the United States, for the army military operations. You can see that in the different years for the different wars, they have adopted this type of UAVs, but in the technology developed, so these larger UAVs are come into a smaller one. So this is the evolution of the drones. So the first drone, that is the unmanned aerial vehicle, was invented in the year 1849. That is, initially they have used it as a unmanned balloons. By the Austrian, this developed by the Austrian. In the 1849, they have used these balloons for attacking the Venice by using the explosives. So in the current years, upcoming years, that is 1950, 1960, 1920, up to the 2010, you can see that the drones only used for military operations, and also it is not allowed to use any private sector. But in the year 2014, the first drone was delivered by the Amazon. That is the first time a private organization which is started to sell a drone, and they are planned and they deliver the drone. So and also they have given some of the restrictions. So these drone you should use only for the TV production company, that is they make the films. So after this, for last 2 to 3 years only, we are using the drone for the other applications also. So now moving to the drones. So this presentation I'm going to split into two. One is about the drones. The another one is what are the applications of the drones in the construction industry. Now we'll go on about the drones. So the drone stands for dynamic remotely operated navigation equipment. So from the name itself, we can know that. So it is a remotely operated. That is, if you want to navigation purpose, you can use the remote. By the remote, we are operating the drones and we are controlling all the progress of the drone. So it no needs so much of manpower. Only one person is enough to operate this drone by using the remote controller. And these drones are operated with the sensors and the GPS. So you can see that from the image, there will be 3 types of drones. The first one is fixed wing, and second one rotary wing, and third one the hybrid. So fixed wing, the wings are fixed within the drone itself. You cannot separate it. In rotary wing, it is fixed with the rotors. In hybrid, it is a combination of both fixed and rotor wings. So based on the drones, that is multi-rotor, it is classified into 2 types. One is based on the multi-rotor. It is classified into tricopter, quadcopter, hexacopter, and octocopter. Based on the fixed wing, it is classified into single rotor helicopter and fixed hybrid. You can see that from these images. So based on the number of rotors, it is classified into tricopter, hexacopter, and octocopter. And based on the number of fixed wings, it is classified into a different category. So in general, we are using 2 types of UAV only in the market. That is, for any purpose, we are going only with the 2 UAVs. It has some advantages and disadvantages also. So if you take a multi-rotor, that is, we are using with the wings, it has an advantage. We have a VTOL, and it has a surveillance. We can use it for the surveillance and for surveying purposes. And also it has some disadvantages. If you use these type of drones, it will give you only a lesser time of the battery life, and also it may cause us into a failure also. That is, in multi-points, you can get the failures. If you go with the fixed wing, you can get it a longer battery life, and also you can use it for the larger areas. But the only disadvantage is here, it is it needed a launcher device, and also it required a more space for takeoff and for landing. So these drones, that is the fixed wing, is similar to the helicopters and aeroplanes. So you can see that this picture, so based on the cost, it is vary from $2K to $100K. That is the minimum drone is available at the cost of $2K itself, so which is called as a Phantom 4. So these type of Phantom 4 model only we are using for taking the aerial photograph and also for the surveying purpose. By using this, we can get it different types of output, that is the point cloud, DSM, that is DTM, auto mosaic, contour lines, and the video animation, infrared, and lidar. So based on the weight of the drone, it is classified into different categories like nano, micro, small, medium, and large. So this is a very important term because our government has given some of the guidelines, that is based on the category of the drone only, it has some of the limitations. So apart from nano category drone, the other category drones, that is micro, small, medium, and large drones, so it has to get the permission for flighting. So without flighting, you cannot fly your drone. That is, you have to clearly inform that where you are going to fly your drone and everything you have to give that. So here in this tabulation, it has been given that you can fly your nano drone up to 50 feet, like micro drone up to 200 feet, and small, medium, large drones you can fly up to the 400 feet. That is 400 altitude, you can fly your drone. And also you have to accept nano drone. So other drones, you have to get a prior permission from the local police. You have to make a flight plan also. So this is the workflow of the drones. Once if you are planning to use a drone for the particular application, it has a two processing. The first one is pre-processing and the second one is post-processing. So the pre-processing is nothing but piloting. So in this piloting, we will start a drone to take an aerial photograph. So for that, we have to make a flight plan initially. Then we have to set a image overlap. Then only we can start a flighting. Once if you completed this pre-processing, you can go with the post-processing. That is, the drones will take only the photograph. By using the different sensors, it will take only a photograph. If you want to get the output, you have to use a third-party software to obtain the what are the requirements of the concerned client. By using these softwares only, these softwares will be used in the post-processing. And in post-processing, we will have an first step will be the importing the images. Once if you completed your aerial photography, you have to import the image and you have to generate the orthomosaic and 3D point clouds. Then you have to make an analysis, and based on the third-party software, you have to get a final report. So we are not supposed to get a output, that is all the outputs in one single software. For the different purposes, we have to go with we have to proceed with the different softwares. So these are all some of the outputs which is taken for the lake project by using the drones. So DSM output, the hill shade, pseudo color, and orthomosaic 2D, that is the raw output, which one, and also we can get it the contouring. Normally, if we want to take a survey, we will go with the modern method, that is we will go with the total session. So in total session, we will take the points, then by the post-processing, we will get a contour lines. But in drone also we can get it, but we can get it in a shorter time. So here some of the sensor we are using with the drones. As like I told earlier, we are not supposed to use the one particular drone for all the applications. So based on your requirement, you have to fix the particular sensor with the drone. Then only you can get the outputs you required. So if you want to capture the high resolution and the low distortion aerial imagery, you have to go with the visual sensor. If you want to get a high resolution videos, you have to fix with the video sensor. If you want to take a surface temperature of any land or objects, you have to go with the thermal sensor. If you want to take any photograph, or you have to get the outputs of the any particular land which is invisible to the human eye, you have to go with the multispectral sensors. And for particular agriculture purpose and other purpose, that is we want to go for the any minerals or vegetations and other materials, you have to go with the hyperspectral sensors. If you want to get the high quality, that is the accurate elevation. In some points, as a client and as an engineer, we have to, in construction field, we have to get the accurate datum. That is based on the accuracy only the project is going on. So we have to get the accurate value in that particular point. We can go with the lidar sensor. So these LiDAR sensor also used for identifying the what is the depth of the water stratum. That is, in some places like dam and canal project, if you want to measure the depth of the canal or dam, so in that particular point you can go with the LiDAR sensor. So these are the some of the pictures taken with the different sensors with attached with the drones, the hyperspectral sensor, thermal sensor, multispectral sensor, and LiDAR sensor. So you can see that from the LiDAR sensor, the one of the chimney which is exposing the smoke to the atmosphere. So that thing also we can easily identify. So these are the some of the applications we are using for the pre-processing. So you are not supposed simply fly your drone. That is, if you want to make it for any particular application or particular process, we have to adapt and we have to connect with the some of the applications for pre-processing and post-processing. So these are the some of the applications we are using for the pre-processing: drone deploy, DJI Go 4, GPS Essential, Google Earth Pro. So by using these applications in a mobile or tab, we have to make a flight plan. For example, if you want to take survey of any particular land, so before that you have to mark the boundary points. You have to specify the points, that is in what area the drone have to fly. So based on the drone flighting only, it will find out their flight path and drone will start to fly and it will take an aerial photograph. So these are the some of the third-party softwares using for the post-processing: Pix4D, Context Capture, Agisoft, Propeller Network, QGIS, Autodesk, DraftSight, and the 3D Reshaper. So you can see that if you want to get a different outputs, you have to go with the different softwares. Because if you go with the context capture, we can get a contour lines and we can get it a DSM and everything. But other outputs, if we require, we have to go with the other software like QGIS and DraftSight and also the 3D Reshaper. So these are the some of the output we can get it from the drones. You can see from the images, we can get it the contour line and 3D mesh with the texture. We can get it the Google Maps also, and we can get it the orthomosaic and index map, point cloud and the DSM model. So these are the things we can get it as an output from the drone. Yeah. Coming to the applications of drones in the construction side, so you can see this picture. We can come for one conclusion, that is the future of the construction site is purely based on the inclusion of the technology. That is, in traditional method, what we will do if we want to monitor any structure, if you monitor any construction process is going on, progress is going on. So in that, what we will do is we have to go manually and we have to check it out, everything, quality of the work and everything, we have to check it manually. But by using this technology, if you are adopting the particular technology which is coming under the beam, that is the building information modeling, you can see that there will be, we can complete the project by on time with a proper safety, and also we can complete the project with the within the budget, and also we can complete the project with the higher quality, because we can specify that what is that material we are using and how much quantity of material we are using, and everything we can deliver it by the using this certain technology, that is the particular technology. So you can see that from this picture, the IoT plays a vital role in nowadays in all the sectors, that is the Internet of Things. You can see that initially they have started with the agriculture, auto tracking, and IoT in the marine, that is the tracking of the ships, and also for the cargo purposes, and the airport and airlines they have using. In nowadays they are using the IoT for implementing the drone technology by using the 3G, 4G, and 5G. So by adopting this particular drone technology, it will be very useful for the smart city development. That is, our government is planning for implementing the so many smart cities. So for that particular purposes, we can adopt the drones. So this is the fastest growing of the drones in the different sectors. You can see that from the image. The real estate, you can use it 118%. For the purpose of surveying, they are using 171%. For the agriculture, it is 172%. For the mining operations, they are using 198%. For mainly, they are using the drones for the construction activities. It is up to 239%. So The BIM modeling is adapted. The BIM is adapting everywhere. So here, these drones also we can use it in the BIM. You can see that when you are adapting the drone, we can use it for the progress of the, that is the progress monitoring of the construction, and we can go with the site coordination. We can facilitate, that is the equipment maintenance, and we can go with the surveying, and we can make the simulation, that is the 3D modeling, which is we can get it output from the drones, and we can make it at the site planning also. So we can ask that why we have to use drones in the particular construction industry. So we can use the, we can say that for in the pre-planning, we can use the drone. That is initially what we will do in previous methods. What we'll do is before approaching any client or any starting of any construction work, we will go for the site investigation. But after the arrival of these drones, the pre-planning, we can do it within the shorter time. That is any problem is in the particular site, or what type of work we have to do. We have to go with any leveling operation. That things we can easily do with the pre-planning. And also the site logistics also we can go with the using the drones. That is movement of the vehicles. That is how the vehicles are performing. That is the construction vehicles are performing with the safety. Because our construction industry, we have to give a first importance for the safety, because there may be an accident in any chances. So we have to avoid that. If we employ the drone, it is very good for the safety of the employees and also for the workers. And also by having these drones, we can give it a virtual walk around the building for the clients. If the clients, they need what is the progress of work, what is the segmental works have been done. So for that we can give them, that is the segment by segment, that is the virtually we can give, and by having this we can keep the client in the loop. That is the client will not go away from us. They will ask and give you more projects to us. And also we can get the point out, that is the laser scanning, that if there is any deterioration, if there is any mistake is happening in the particular construction site, that also we can easily identify. And also we can go with the thermal imaging recording. In some places the electricity problem is there, so that conditions we can adopt the drones. By adopting these drones, what is the main benefit is we can monitor the progress of the work. By using this particular technology, we can improve the efficiency of the construction, and we can reduce the waste occurs in the construction site. By the adopting drone, we can get this much percentage for the saving. It will save the cost around 5 to 20%. It reduces the time around 52% for the data insights. It gives the more accurate, that is 61% more accurate in the measurements. It increases the safety around 55%, and also it improves the communication and the collaborations by the 65%. Yeah, you can see that. So if you are planning to buy a drone for the construction purpose, so these are the factors you have to be considered. The first one is drone type, the second one is budget, availability and maintenance, the enabled of the RTK and PPK and the cameras. Just I will explain you one by one. The first one is drone type. So we have seen that there will be a different plenty of drones are available in the market. So we have to keen in that what purpose we are purchasing the drone. So normally in construction site, we will use it for the monitoring process and for the surveying process. So for that we can go with the multi-copter, because we can go with the fixed wing. We can go with the multi-copter. If your area of the survey land, that is the area of the survey has to be done less than 500 acres, you can go with the one multi-copter. If it is more than the 500 acres, you have to go with the number of multi-copter. That is, you have to use 2 to 3 multi-copter. Why I am saying here it is the maximum drone flight time is around 30 minutes only. Okay, the battery time of the drone is around 30 minutes only, and it can cover only the 4 kilometer of circumference only. That's why in 4 kilometer circumference, based on your altitude, you can measure the 500 acres of the land within the 1 to 1.5 hours. You can complete your project within the 1 to 1.5 hours. It will take the entire photography of the total area by within the 1.5 hours. And second one, budget. So the multi-copters will be produced in the large manner. They are manufactured in the large quantity, and it is easily available. But the fixed wing, they are manufacturing in the smaller quantity only, and it is more expensive also. So that we can go with the multi-copter. And the next one will be the availability and easy of maintenance. So if any chances that is it is possible to your drone may be affected by the some point, that is you are flying at particular point, there may be any problem may occur, so the service should be available within the shortened time, that is you have to complete your service within the shortened time. If you take much more time, then automatically your cost of the construction will be higher. The next one will be, if you are planned to purchase a drone, you have to check with that whether your drone is enabled with the RTK and PPK. So this RTK is nothing but real-time kinematics and PPK is nothing but post-processing kinematics. So we are operating the drones with the help of GPS, that is the global positioning system only. There may be chances in differentiation with the different time. So based on the location, so these RTK and the PPK will make the corrections in the zone. The initial real-time kinematics RTK will be take care of the drone when the drone is flying. This PPK will take care of the corrections which is in the post-processing. The next one, cameras. By using these cameras only, the drones are taking the photographs and the videos. So you have to check with that. The minimum requirement of the resolution of the camera is 20 megapixel. If it is more than 20 megapixel, it is very good because it will affect the ground sample distance and the resolution. If you use the high resolution, you can get it in the three-dimensional renderings. You can see that for any empty land, or it may be cultivated land, or it is a topography is in plain surface, we can go with the two-dimensional image. But if there is any structure is there, in that point we have to go with the 3D rendering. So for that you have to go with the high resolution cameras. So you can see that the adoption of the drone or employing the drone, we have some of the challenges and it has more benefits also. So you can see from this seesaw, comparatively challenges, you have more benefits. What are the challenges we have to face when you are employing the drone is, the first one is cost, that is the cost of the drone. The second one is regularity. There will be a different, some of the guidelines is given by the DGCA, that is the Minister of Civil Aviation. So we have to get the proper permission so that we have some regulation. And also it is a third challenge, it is the challenge, that is vulnerability in the command and the controls. The persons, they can, because it is a AI inbuilt drone, that is artificial inbuilt drone. So because of that, easily anyone can hack the drone. So these are some of the benefits, that is it will increase the productivity. We can get the results in the more precision, and it will reduce the cost. That is here the cost means the labor and the material. And also it will give you a very good safety for the workers, and also it reduces the safety risk, and it will be useful in the very dangerous conditions, site conditions. Yeah, next moving to the drones in the smart city project. So we are very well known that, as told earlier, the government is planning to make a city into a smart city. So for the smart city project, we have to check, or we have to adopt the different technology. That is the implement of the technology by overcome the conventional method only the way to become a smart city. So for that smart city, we have so many challenges. That is, we have to monitor the different problems. That is, one is environmental, the next one is traffic, and next one is pollution and crowd monitoring, the infrastructure inspection and the security control. We have to go with the health emergencies also, and we have to go with the disaster inspection also. We will see one by one. So by having the drones, just you have flying the drones over the city, by taking the aerial photography, you can make a three-dimensional modeling. That is the 3D modeling of the city like this. And any work is going on, we can easily inspect, that is the progress of the work we can use with the drones. You can see that this is the one of the construction site. So in this, if we employ the drone, you can see that how much quantity, that is the what is the progress of the work have been done by day, and also you can calculate how much quality, that is how much quantity of materials used by the particular work. By using the drones, you can post-processing, you can easily measure how much quantities of the steel rod is present in that particular area, how much standard, that is the stockpile volume also you can easily do with the drones. So next, for inspecting the water intake structure, so it is not advisable and it is not an easy task to physically monitor and inspect whether there is any deterioration or there is any problem which occurs in the canal or dam structures. By using the drone, we can make it as a easier one. Just I will open on video. You can see that how they are employing the drones for the dam site inspection. You can see that there may be some deterioration is there. So that thing we can easily identify and we can carry out the repair work. You can see that there is a spalling of the concrete.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. I think the video is not on. Can I request Anil, sir? Sir, are you able to view it, sir?
Not able to see it. The video.
Yes, sir.
We are not able to see the video.
One second.
Yeah,
You
you can
can
again click on it. Yeah.
So now is it visible, sir? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. So you can see that how they are making the dam inspection by using the drones. So it will take a picture, that is where the deterioration has occurred. By having this picture, we can go with what all the repair works have to be done. You can see that there will be some of the deterioration, and spalling of the concrete may also occur due to the water pressure in the dam sites. So we can get the real-time pictures.
I'm sorry, but the video is still not visible, I guess, sir. Can you stop sharing and reload again?
Yeah. Here, once again, shall you open?
Yeah, please.
Sir, can you see my video?
I still see the PPT. The video is not loaded yet. The screen has changed, but the video is not visible.
Okay, sir. Just 1 second, sir. I will open in another manner. 1 second, sir.
Please take your time.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. Once again, I will share my PPT. 1 second. So now, can you able to see my video, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Now
Thank
it's
you.
okay. Now it's okay. Now
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah. Sorry for the interruption, sir. Sorry. Yeah. So you can see the video of the dam inspection by using the drones. Some of the deterioration is there. So you can see that there is a number of images, 1300 images taken. So we can see that if there is any deterioration, we can see it by block. So the next one is the inspection of the railroads. So if I want to make any track alignment and measurement, or if we want to widen any railways, or if we want to check with that whether the tracks are in the proper alignment or proper position, so that thing also we can go with the drones. And also bridge inspection also we can done with by using the drones. And also we can go with the air quality assessments. So this track alignment, just I will show you on video, so you can get a clear idea. So further, they are using the multispectral camera, which is a resolution of 100 megapixel. So you can see that how they are performing the inspection work by using the drones in the railway track. If you employ this, it will reduce the cost and also it will shorten the time of the inspection. So you can check that there is any contraction or there is any expansion is happening. We can check the measurements also. And we have to check with that is there is alignment is in proper, and we can check with that the sleepers are in the proper position. That thing also we can check with that. You can see here how much quality of the work. We can measure the distance and we can measure the elevation also, that is reduced level also. We can check with it that slope also. How much quantity of the ballast we have already provided and how much quantity is existing now. That thing also we can easily check with by using these drones. Next thing is we can identify the garbage locations. So these are the solid waste management in developing smart cities. So this is the main threat for the environment. That is how we are disposing the garbages which is collecting from the different areas. So some of the industries they are illegally dumping the solid waste at a particular point. The government has given the some of the guidelines, but they are not supposed to follow that. So in that areas, what we can do is we can having this aerial photograph, we can measure how much quantity of the garbage has been dumped today, and if there is any illegal dumping is happened next day, that thing also we can easily identify that. That is, once if you take the picture, you can measure the volume of the garbage in the particular area. In next day, the addition of the garbage is dumped by any industry. That thing also you can easily identify, and the government can impose the fines against this illegal dumping. Next one is the drones are also adopted for the agricultural and the crop health monitoring. So you can see from this video. So here they are employing the drones to identify what is the health of the particular crop. If the area is very smaller, you can go and inspect physically. But if the cultivated area or agriculture area is more than 500 acres or 1000 acres, so you cannot go and check with that whether the crop requires any fertilizers or whether your crop is in good condition or it requires some water. So that things you can easily identify with this. You can see that there is a red dotted line they are getting from the post processing, that this particular crop requires, that is, it has to be removed or it has to be required some water for the healthy crop, that is for the development of the crop. You can see from here. So these are the some of the healthy crop. So based on that, they are spraying the fertilizers. You can see that some of the point there is no vegetation, so that thing also they can easily enter. You can see that unhealthy crops here. So once they identified, they can go to that particular place. So you can see that there is no vegetation in this particular area. There may be a problem in soil condition. So they are taking the soil sample for testing. So that thing also we can check with by using the drones. So you can check with whether the crop is in good health or it requires some water. Main agenda is the monitoring the traffic. The traffic management is a very big task for the government officials. That is due to the urbanization, there is so much of crowd and so much of vehicles are traveling in a particular load. So we have to check with that how many numbers of vehicle is traveling particular load and what speed it is traveling. So based on that only we can plan the track alignment and road alignment. So you can check with that by using the drones. We can easily measure what type of a vehicle is traveling and what speed the vehicle is traveling. You can see that from this video. Either it is a motorcycle or car or it is a heavy vehicle, that thing also you can easily check it by using the drones. Next one will be the pollution monitoring. So many industries, they are not following the proper guidelines, and they are provoking so much of smoke to the exposure. So due to this, there will be a severe threat to the environment. That is, it will create the pollution to the environment. So these things also we can easily measure by using the drones. By using the particular sensors, we can measure how much quantity, that is what is the quantity of CO2 exposed to environment, which is like shown in figure, and we can easily identify that the quality of the air. Next one, the crowd monitoring also we can employ the drones. You can see that in heavy gathering in some of the programs like sports activities or religious programs or cultural activities, there may be a gathering of the so much crowd in the particular point. So in that particular point, it is not possible to go on physically whether there is any problem is occurring, or we can count how much people gather in the particular point. By we can see from this picture, by using the sensors with the drones, we can count how many persons gathered in the particular place. And also, if there is any violent activities is placed, that also we can easily check with the drones, because as a human, we have a different body temperature. If the person is in normal mood, that the normal position, then their body temperature is different. And if there is a person is very depressed or is including himself in any violent activities, so in that particular point, we can easily identify by using these drones. For this infrastructure inspection also, we can go with the drones. This is the important term. We can identify the waste which is dumped at the roadsides by using the drones. By using the particular sensor, it will itself identify the garbage which is existing in particular places. That is, if you program with any plastics, that is, you have to identify. So it will identify only the plastics. So based on these information with us, we can give it to the government officials. That is, we can tell that in particular point, the cleaning work has to be done. That things we can go with that. So you can see here how it is detecting the garbages. Next one, for the mapping of the existing road and any proposed alternatives, we have to make that things also we can go with the drones. So normally in nowadays we can see that the ministry has sanctioned nearly 15,000 crores for the infrastructure development. That is, they are implementing smart city projects, and also they are planning to widen the roads of the highways. In some places it may be in 4 lane, they are planning to make into a 8 lane. Or 6 lane into a 8 lane. So for that particular point, we have to identify what are the proposed alternatives. In what way we can take a roads in the shorter route without affecting the people. And also in some places you can see that the people who are residing at the particular areas, they are not allowing the government officials to take the survey. They are making the problem. So in that particular point, we no need to get permission from that particular people. So we can use the drones. That is, the drones will fly only the above 100 feet or 200 feet. So by using the drones, we can complete our survey works, and we can make it. That is how we have to go, and what are the proposed alternatives. That things also we can easily do with the drones. So mapping of the mining areas, so we can see that so some of the points, the mining work is carried out by some of the private sector. In mining also, the government has given the strict guidelines, but no contractors are following the proper guidelines. That is, the government has given some point, that is up to this depth only you have to dig the soil, but they are not following that, and they are not following any circumference. Instead of that, they are digging the so much depth, and it will cause that if you go with the mining in the higher depth, it will cause us some other problems to the land. So you can see that once if you adopt the drone, we can easily measure how much quantity of the soil have been taken from the particular area, and how much depth they have identified. Also, they can carry over. Also, we can easily identify. So you can see that if you want to mapping of any water bodies or pipeline, that if you want to take water from one point to another point, And if you want to go with any electrical lines to be installed, that thing also we can easily do with the drones. That is, our government has planned to connect all the rivers in the India. So that thing also we can go with the drones, because it is not possible go physically, and it is possible, but it will take much more time. If you want to make any particular area, for example, if you want to make a survey of Tamil Nadu, if you go in normal method, conventional method, it will take around 1 or 2 years if you want to complete the project. But if you employ the drones, you can complete within the 3 to 4 months. So if we want to rehabilitate any heritage structures, I think we can employ the drones. We can very well know that normally if we want to check the quality of strength of the heritage structure, we will go with the non-destructive testers like ultrasonic pulse velocity test and the rebound hammer test. But that is no required after the arrival of the drone. So you can see that from these pictures, there is a deterioration will be showed in the different color, that is in red color, yellow color and green color. So based on that color, there is a deterioration is occurs in the particular point. So we can make repair works on particular point itself. We don't want to check all the quality, all the strength of the heritage structures. The other applications of the UV are already I told that in agriculture. For the chemical applications also we are using, that is spraying of the fertilizers and pesticides the applications. Just I will open one video. So you can see that they are using the drones for spraying the fertilizers. So it will complete the process within the shortened time, and it no need so many persons to complete this work. Only one person is enough. He have to operate the drone, and wherever required, they can spray fertilizer. If it is a particular point it requires more fertilizer, means also they can do with that. In environmental studies also, applications of UAV is vital. So you can see that in the forest areas, it is not possible to go and inspect physically. That is due to very dense forest. There may be chances of animal attacking, and also there may be it is a very risk. In that cases, we can go with the drones. So these drones will be used for counting the trees, and also in case of any forest fire occurs, that thing also we can easily check with the drones. Just I will show you one video. That is why it is acting as the firefighting equipment. The drones also acting as the firefighting equipment. I think many of them see in WhatsApp this video. You can see here in high-rise structures, they are using the drones for spraying the water. So moving to next, you can in case of the coastal areas, is there is a erosion is occurs due to the heavy flood. That erosion also you can easily calculate by using the drones. And next application is wildlife. In wildlife, if you want to count the animal count, previously what the persons will do is they will go physically inside the forest and they will identify, or they will fix some cameras in the particular, that is in some areas they will fix the camera. Through that only they will count the drone, but count the animal counting. But after the arrival of the drone, you can see that by flying the drones over the animals, we can complete the process within the shorter time. And also for the disaster mapping also we can use the drones. That is, we can use it for the, if there is any emergency responses, and if you want to coordinate any work, or if you want to search where the people stuck in the disaster, and if you want to rescue the persons, and also if you want to take a assessment in the post disaster, for that also you can use the drones. I will tell you on that in the year 2015, there is a flood occurs in the Chennai. So in that pandemic situation, the IIT Madras has developed the drones for the particular disaster. So through that drones only, the government has identified where the people are stuck, if there is any requirement of the people, and they have supplied the medicines also. In hazardous also, we can monitor the how much hazardous is happening. If there is any volcanoes there or glacier floods are there, in that particular point also, by employing the drones, we can easily identify how much quantity and how much volume it affects the particular area. In emergencies, you can see this video, so which is adopted in the Dubai. So adopted by the Dubai Health Authority. You can see that if there is any person is met with the accidents, the drones will help you to for the first aid. So you can see that. So there is a live guidelines given by the specialist. So in real estate also, we can employ the drones as in the construction industry. So selling the particular land is not a easy task. So you have to show it in the different manner. So for that different perspective view, if you want to market your land, you can take a photograph by using these drones. Next one. These are some of the recent developments that is employing the drones in India. The government officials itself started to using the drone for the different purposes. For adopting the disaster in cases, they have formed the specialized force which consists of the drones, and also the Indian Railway also employed the drone for 3D mapping for the widening of the corridors around 3,360 kilometers. In the year 2019 November, the Coal India employed the drones to check there is any illegal mining and privilege is going on. In national NHA also employed the drones for three-dimensional digital mapping for the digital project report for road widening. As I told earlier, that is the government official is planning to widen the road, that is 4-lane to 6-lane. So they have used the drones for checking what is the to make the detailed project report for the road between Raebareli to Allahabad highway. They have used the drones. And also, according to the 6W research, it is identified that the UAV market in India is growth at 18% from 2017 to 2023. And also, Survey of India is planning to deploy the 300 drones for the mapping the country. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi also insisted the government authorities to use the drones for monitoring the infrastructure project. That is, the plenty of project is going everywhere. That is, the dam project is going on, and the bridge work is going on, and road project is going on. So by employing this drone, we can complete it in the shortened time. So you can see that. So in this pandemic situation also, the drones plays a vital role for spraying the disinfectant over the roads. You can see that in Bangalore, they have used drones for spraying the disinfectant. I think not only in Bangalore, everywhere now they are employing the drones for spraying the disinfectant. Like in this pandemic situation also, there is a recruitment for the drone operators. You can see that in the year of the April itself, the Anna University in Chennai, they have a UAV research center. So they have recruited the persons for spraying the disinfectant all over the Tamil Nadu. Coming to the end, some of the guidelines have been given by the government of India. That is, there is a separate ministry which is called Ministry of Civil Aviation. They are taking care of the drones. So they have given some of the guidelines, that is do's and don'ts when you are having the drones. You can see that the following the things you have to do. If you are planning to purchase a drone, that is, if it is except nano level, if you are going with the other types of drone, you have to register your drone with the government given official website, which is called the Digital Sky. I will show you at the end. So you have to register your drone. They will provide you 2 numbers, that is UAN and DAN. OAN and DAN. The OAN stands for Owner Authentication Number, and the DAN stands for the Drone Authentication Number. So you have to get these numbers, then only you are permitted to fly a drone. Without getting this number, if you fly a drone, it is illegal and you will be taken to a severe punishment. Whatever it may be, if you are planning to fly a drone for any purpose, you have to get a prior permission through the Digital Sky platform, which is available in the DGCA website. So this DGCA is nothing but Director of General Civil Aviation website from the December 1, that is the December 1, 2019. So you have to register your drone, and also you have to get a prior permission. That is, for example, if you want to make a survey of any area, you have to get the permission that you have to give your flight plan. That is, this is the area I am going to fly a drone for this particular time, and also you have to inform to the local police authorities that is what is your planning of the drone. You have to fly a drone in good weather conditions only, and you are allowed only to fly a drone in daylight condition. And also you have to get any incident. If there is any accident occurs when you are flying a drone, you have to inform that immediately to the DGCA, that through the DGCA website. So these are the some of the drones you should not do. That is, nano level, you should not fly more than 50 feet. Micro level, you should not fly more than 200 feet. If you are at macro level, it is, you cannot fly more than 400 feet. You should not fly near the aircraft and airports and the heliports. And you cannot fly a drones over the group of peoples or public events which is happening. And if there is any government facilities or military operation is going there, you should not fly your drone there, because it will be coming under the no drone zones. It will be always already specified by the government. And also you cannot fly your drone over the private property without the permission, getting the permission. And also you have to get a permission. You should not carry any hazardous material, and you should not carry any drugs or alcohol. You should not keep, or you should not take any moving vehicles or ship or aircraft. So you have to fly your drone from only strong base. Moving vehicle, you should not use your drone. So these are the some of the do's and don'ts, that is guidelines given by the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So you can see that. So this is the website which is given by the Ministry of Civil Aviation, that is the Digital Sky. So through this portal only, you have to carry out all the works. So here only you have to register your drone, and you have to make everything, and that is you have to register your what are the flight plan and everything. You have to show it. You have to register it here only. Okay. Please, if you have time, you can go and visit this website. You will get the other requirements, that is the other information about the drones. That is what are the guidelines which are following in the India. That is, we want to planning to drone. Some of the guidelines are given. Other than what I told, some of the other guidelines also given there. That is, you have to get the permission from the different authorities. That also mentioned in the particular website. You can go and see that particular website. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation on drone. In fact, I think this kind of application using drone, I think it can be used for many surveying works, as you rightly said, in civil engineering, as well as for disaster mitigation. Also, it is being used as well as for safety purpose. Yeah, so it's very interesting to see that, because just can we have some? There is a question.
Yes, sir.
Because regarding the drones, I think somebody wanted to ask on battery. What is the maximum kilometer a drone can ideally cover? You already mentioned that.
Yeah, it's around a circumference of 4 kilometers, sir. But now the United Kingdom, that is in London, they have manufactured one drone. That is, it will fly up to 135 minutes. That is, the duration of the battery is 135 minutes, and it will cover the wider range of 20 kilometers.
So does a drone follow a straight path, elliptical path, or circular path? Or
yeah,
can the
move it, sir.
motion be controlled by the operator, is it?
Yeah, we can do it, sir. There is a different option is available. That is, we will mention it in the piloting. In the piloting, we can tell that you can specify the path, whether it have to be go in the straight line, or you have to specify the path. If you specify the path, the drone will drone according to that point only.
And many a times during oceanographic hydrographic survey, the drone loses the signal or it gets lost. During such situation, the confidential data can get into the hands of foreign. Is this a limitation of drone?
Yes, sir. Already I told that the only challenge in the drone is this is the reason. The violation, that is, we cannot do anything with that. Anyone can hack that, anyone can get the drone. If you are flying in the lower altitude, anyone can pick your drone and they can take a what are the things you are getting.
First of all, there will not be any permission given to such kind of activities.
Yeah, yes, sir.
As you rightly said, regulatory activities is also there now.
Yes.
Because one needs to. And does it work in heavy rainfall?
No, sir. No, sir. That's why I told that you have to fly your drone in good weather conditions only.
Okay. It is not waterproof. It is not water resistance, no?
No, no, sir. No, sir. Because it's made with the electrical only. Sensor is also there. Okay. So that we should not use in the rainy season.
And are they battery operated or rechargeable one is also available?
It's a battery operator, sir. No drones are manufactured with the rechargeable. So far they are working that is they are working with that, making the battery into rechargeable. But now it is only a battery operator. We have to change the battery.
Okay. So thank you so much for introducing the concept of drone application to the professionals here. I'm sure that it would be useful and many of them would look forward to it. And I think the investment is also a little bit less now as far as the nano drones is concerned, no?
Yeah, it's around only 1.5 lakhs, sir.
So I think considering that, I think, and you get more of data as well as communication and collaboration can also be improved using drones. That is the biggest advantage.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is there any specific training required for that?
Yeah, exactly, sir. If you want to operate the drone, you have to get the pilot certificate. So many private institutions, some of them have the collaboration. They have a certified course for flying the drone. That is the piloting course. So that is Indian Institute of Drones, which is available in Chennai, Bangalore, Bombay, and Calcutta. So there is a 5 days training.
Oh, is it? Within 5 days you get a certificate. And
yeah, yes, sir.
So any software or something like that, one needs to learn about that, nothing like that, only operating the drones. Is it?
No, sir, you have to know the software also. That's why I told that in pre-processing, we are using the different applications. That is the mobile application we are using. So because if you want to see the aerial photograph, you no need to use any application. If you want to for any other application, that is any other purpose like agriculture or surveying, for that you have to use the application, and that you have to know how to use that applications and softwares.
Okay. So it can be trained and it is trainable and many of them can use it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir. It is the emerging technology.
Okay. So thank you so much. And there is one feedback from Dr. Satyanarayan Raju. He's from Hyderabad. He said an excellent presentation on application of drones and civil engineering application by Dr. Prabhu. Thanks to the organizers and speakers. So he has complimented you on your presentation. So
yes, sir.
So I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you so much for the presentation, Dr. Prabhu. And tomorrow at 11 a.m. we have on Internet of Things, I believe, application civil engineering by Dr. M.N.A. Gulshan Taj, Associate Professor. So, so let's meet tomorrow at 11 a.m. and till that time, I'm sure that this is also available on FB Live for those of you who wants to see the talk again. And if you have any questions further, you can always contact us through email, as well as you can post it on the FB Live also. Whichever way we will reach, we will send the question to the speaker and get the answers to that. So with those few words, let me thank Dr. Prabhu for sparing his time to give this presentation, and thanks to all the participants who have joined us and making it, the questions that were asked on drones. I think some of them asked very interesting questions. So thanks for your participation and thanks for attending today's webinar. So thank you so much and have a nice day. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.